Right now, you can close a door. That's all it takes. One door, and you're completely alone. For 99% of human history, that moment didn't exist. No doors, no rooms, no walls, no concept, not even a word for the thing we call privacy. And here's the question that kept me up at night. If ancient humans had zero privacy, zero alone time, zero personal space, what did they do for the things we consider the most private moments of our lives? And the answer is so uncomfortable, so shocking, that by the end of this video, you will never take a closed door for granted again. Stay till the end, because the last fact in this video reveals something about ancient private life that scientists only discovered in 2026. Let's go. Let's start with something simple. Being alone. Today, you probably spend some time completely by yourself every single day. Shower, morning routine, walk, drive, moments where no one is watching, no one is judging, no one is there. For ancient humans, that almost never happened. Prehistoric groups, called bands, typically had 20 to 30 people, and they did everything together. Hunt together, eat together, move together, sleep together. Not in the same house, in the same room, the same cave, the same space. There was no classical or medieval Latin word equivalent to privacy. The word didn't exist because the concept didn't exist. You weren't a separate individual who sometimes joined the group. You were the group, all the time, every moment. And this created a problem that nobody talks about. Because if you were always with people, what happened when you needed to cry? When you were angry? When you were grieving? Anthropologists found the answer in surviving hunter-gatherer tribe. Ancient humans cried in public, got angry in public, grieved in public. All emotions, every single one, were community events. There was no going to your room to cool down. The concept of dealing with emotions privately, of hiding how you feel, is a modern invention. Ancient humans felt everything in front of everyone, all the time. And here's what's wild. Psychologists say this, not privacy, may actually be healthier. But wait, it gets way more uncomfortable than crying in public. Sleep, one of the most private things you do. Door closed, lights off, just you. For ancient humans, everyone, in one pile, not metaphorically, literally, bodies packed together, and scientists actually found the proof. Researchers at South Africa's border cave discovered grass beds dating back 200,000 years. 200,000 years of humans sleeping in one shared space. Every night, snoring, talking in sleep, moving around. Every sound, every smell, every nightmare, shared. And here's the detail that made me stop and stare at my ceiling. Even as recently as medieval Europe, a single bed was the most expensive item in any home. So entire families shared one bed, plus guests, plus sometimes the servants. And if you were traveling, the inn would put you in a bed with complete strangers. You would climb into bed next to someone you had never met and go to sleep, because that was normal. Private bedrooms, just for you, only became common in the last 150 to 200 years. But sleeping together was just the beginning, because what came next is the part this video has been building toward. Okay, we have to talk about this, because viewers always ask if ancient humans had zero privacy. What about romance? What about couples? What about the most intimate moments between two people? The answer is also not private. Anthropologists who study modern hunter-gatherer tribes, the closest living example of how ancient humans lived, found that couples had essentially zero physical privacy. Everything happened in the shared space in front of the group. At night, when everyone was asleep, the understanding was simple. You looked away. You pretended not to hear. You gave what anthropologists call social privacy, not physical privacy. The group created an invisible wall with their behavior, even when no physical wall existed. And here's what shocked researchers. The tribes they studied had incredibly strict social rules about this invisible privacy. Looking, commenting, laughing, all completely taboo. The social punishment for violating someone's invisible privacy was severe. You could be cast out. Ancient humans couldn't build walls, so they built rules instead. But here's where it gets even more fascinating, because some ancient cultures found a completely different solution, one that modern scientists are calling revolutionary. Before we continue, quick message. If you want high-quality videos just like mine, this is your chance. Simply send an email to the address shown on screen, and I'll help you create powerful, engaging content at a very affordable price. We handle everything: viral script writing, professional video editing, eye-catching thumbnails, deep research to make your content perform. Serious about growing your channel? This is the easiest way to start. Spots are limited. Email now. Also, hit subscribe and like this video. It really helps Ancient Dino grow. And trust me, what comes next is the most surprising part of this entire video. Back to it. So different ancient cultures solved the privacy problem differently, and some of them were genius. Ancient Rome. Remember those public toilets with 20 people sitting together? Romans dealt with no bathroom privacy by making bathroom time a social occasion. You talked, made deals, caught up with friends. They didn't try to create privacy. They eliminated eliminated the need for it by making everything social. But the most brilliant solution? The ancient Greeks. Greeks invented a concept called a podaterion, a changing room, a designated physical space where you were, for the first time in human history, supposed to be physically alone. Not a bedroom, not a bathroom, just a room where you could be by yourself. It was so new and unusual that ancient Greek writers actually described people not knowing what to do when they were finally alone. They weren't used to it. Silence was uncomfortable. Aloneness felt wrong. Being unobserved felt strange. Let that hit you for a second. The first humans to ever have a moment truly alone didn't know what to do with it. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, being alone meant one thing. You were in danger, separated from the group. No fire, no protection, at the mercy of predators. The human brain was literally wired to feel unsafe when alone. Privacy, the thing you might desperately crave right now, felt like a threat to ancient human brain. And this explains something about you that most people never connect. Here's where this ancient history becomes personally relevant to you. You know that feeling when you're alone in your house and you keep the TV on, not watching it, just on. Or you put on a podcast just to have a voice in the background. Or you check your phone the moment you wake up before you're even fully conscious. Scientists call this background noise-seeking behavior. And the reason you do it? 200,000 years of evolution telling your brain that silence, that being truly, completely alone, is dangerous. Your ancient ancestors spent every single moment of their lives surrounded by sound. The group, the fire, the animal, other humans breathing, moving, living. Silence meant something was wrong, and your brain, despite your apartment, despite your door, despite your locked bedroom, still carries that ancient warning. But here's the twist. The thing that happened when humans finally got privacy changed everything, and scientists only confirmed exactly how in 2026. Here's the fact I promised you at the beginning, the one scientist confirmed just recently. For 99% of human history, no privacy, always watched, always together. Every emotion shared, every moment communal. And then, slowly over thousands of years, humans built walls, then doors, then private bedrooms, then locks. And something unexpected happened. Mental illness rates, specifically anxiety and depression, rose, not fell, rose. As privacy increased, loneliness increased. As walls went up, disconnection increased. As doors closed, the sense of belonging decreased. Ancient humans who lived with zero privacy had something we've lost. The absolute certainty that they were never alone, that someone was always there, that they belonged, that they were always and completely part of something bigger than themselves. And we traded that for a door that closes. Whether that trade was worth it, I'll let you decide. So next time you close your door and you're finally alone, remember, that moment took 200,000 years to become possible. 200,000 years of humans who never had it, who cried in public, slept in piles, created invisible walls with their behavior, who felt unsafe in the silence you now call peace, and who, despite having zero of what we call privacy, somehow built everything we have today, not alone, but together, always together. If this changed how you see your own private moments, hit subscribe to Ancient Dino. Every week we uncover the history hidden inside the things you do every single day. Drop a comment. Do you think ancient humans had it better or worse without privacy? I want to know what you think. See you in the next one.